It is Thursday, May 19th, 2022. Had to check and see there real quick. Thursday, May 19th, 2022. And this morning we're going to talk about what does the future hold? What does the future hold for you? How do you kind of process that? And I thought I'd throw a little bit in there about what does the future hold for this show? You know, how will it evolve? How will it continue to impact people? How do we better build a community and expand the community that is around this show? And what is possible for down the road? I'm going to share some of my vision of what I envision happening in the future for this show and the community that's built around it, and what direction it will take. That's what we're going to talk about this morning. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, guys, what's happening? And happy Thursday to you. Hope you guys are having an awesome morning. This morning, I wanted to talk a little bit about the future. You know, all of us on a daily basis, we deal with, you know, what does it look like? You know, what do our lives look like in the future? You know, future planning for our businesses, future planning for our lives. You know, how do we do that? What does it look like? And I wanted to throw a little bit in there at the end of this show of, you know, what I foresee in the future of this show, but most importantly, what do you guys see as the future of this show? What would you like to see that maybe we haven't done yet? What would you like to see more of? Because ultimately, this show is not necessarily about me. It's about you, and it's about how we can make the biggest impact, how we can help people the most, how we can be of the highest and best use by sharing thoughts and content and guests and all that kind of stuff. And I've got some ideas, but I'd love to hear from you guys what your thoughts are as well. So when we think about the future in our lives, you know, one of the things that stands out the most to me when it comes to looking into the future is always around, you know, those people that I interact with that have a hard time looking too far into the future, or how do you really look into the future? How do you set your goals? What types of goals do you have? And are those goals something that you can actually emotionally connect to? And so for me, most of my life, I was put in a position in a corporate type setting where goal setting was really just checking a box. It was really about, you know, writing down almost the same exact things as you wrote down last year, you know, checking the box of doing your review, talking about how you wanted to be better at time management. And that was pretty much it. You know, it wasn't too real to me. And so it didn't trigger any emotions. And so as I started studying really successful people, people who have done incredible things in the world, I started really digging into their routines and rituals. And one of the things that I found consistently in those people who have accomplished so much in the world is their ability to look into the future and pull that future forward, right? Pull it closer and really being able to reverse engineer the future of their life, reverse engineer what it is that they wanted, and then putting in place the actions and the activities necessary to be able to accomplish those things. And so as I started to study that, as I started to understand, you know, really how to set up my future, how to look into the future and be able to pull that a little bit closer every single day through the activities necessary to be able to accomplish these things, everything in my life started to change. And the reason that it changed, and I hope that this really connects with you guys, is that I started to see progress. I started to see that I was able to actually get closer to these things that in the past just seemed like ideas. They just seemed like dreams. And I never really had a roadmap of how I could actually put this together and make a difference in my own life. And by no means do I have this figured out, but I'm a lot better at it than I used to be. And what I do now, I set really two different goals. What you could refer to as marathon goals. So, long term, what am I trying to accomplish? What do I want my legacy to be? Those types of things. What does the future look like for my family? What kind of financial position do we want to be in? What type of things do I want to be doing in 10 years? What do I actually want my life to look like? And then I have sprint goals, and those are the immediate goals. Like, what are we going to do every day in order to accomplish ultimately the marathon goals? And those things have to line up, right? What you're doing today should contribute to ultimately what you want your final destination to be. And as we evolve in looking into the future, and we evolve into, being able to set goals that really set our soul on fire, everything in your life will start to fall into place a little bit differently. We still need people. We still need advisors. We still need mentors. We still need friends that help us be able to refocus and see these things. And so for me, at the beginning of this year, I sat down with someone, and the person asked me, what do you want? Like, what, basically, what are your goals? And as I worked through those goals, he said to me, no, what do you really want? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want to be able to do? What do the activities that you want to be doing in 5 years from now, what do those look like? And I had to take a step back because, again, as much progress as I had made on goal setting, on being able to pull the future forward, on being able to make things become a reality in my own life, I still got stuck in this pattern of, just kind of setting goals. And again, making much more progress than I used to by a lot of people's definitions, doing things that are pretty hard to do in a short period of time. But I want to talk about this because all of us lose focus on exactly what is important. And what is important, what's meaningful, what triggers emotions, that is actually what's going to drive you to accomplish goals. And when we lose track of that, guys, everything in our life, it gets slightly or significantly out of alignment, somewhere on that spectrum, right? And when we are perfectly in alignment, when we understand exactly what it is that the future holds for us, we can visualize it. We can connect to the emotions of what it feels like to actually accomplish that. Everything in your life gets perfectly in alignment, and everything takes off at such a faster pace. And so this is your reminder this morning of how important it is to think about what the future holds for you, what the future holds for those people around you. One of the most exciting things about my life is the ability to lead a company where so many people's dreams have to fit within our dreams, within what we are capable of accomplishing as a company. And so if I look out across our company and I look at all the individuals and all the families and all the dreams that people want to accomplish that are part of our team, man, is it exciting to be able to look forward and create a dream and create a goal and create milestones that are big enough to be able to fit all of those people's dreams underneath this one roof, and to make sure that we continue to expand our vision so that what the future holds for them absolutely can fit within the vision that we have here at the Pavement Group, within the vision of things that we have for Top Contractor School. Think about that. All of the people, everything that they want has to fit within the vision that we have for this company, or they will not stay here. And so think about this. In your family, all of the dreams of everything that everybody wants to accomplish, your spouse, your children, your extended family, all of those people and what they want to accomplish, it is all interconnected. It's all connected to what it is that you are going to accomplish and how you can build an environment that helps people achieve, helps people understand that by being connected to you, by being part of your mission and your vision, whatever that relationship is, right? Whether you're working in the same place or it's just a family member that has the ability to believe at a higher level because of you, it's your responsibility to understand that and your responsibility to increase people's dreams through your own vision. Allow people to see things that they have not seen in the past. Allow people to dream at a higher level than they've ever dreamed before because of what you are able to come up with as your future. So I ask you the question this morning, what does your future hold? Are you clear on it? Or are you unsure? Or is the future for you just today, or just this week, or just this month? We all get off track, guys. We all get unfocused. We all get out of alignment when it comes to where we're trying to go. I've experienced it with a lot of people. I've experienced it with myself. How we get back into alignment, how quickly we get back into alignment, and how often we revisit those things will determine how we move forward in alignment and how we create these opportunities for other people to believe in themselves more than they ever have in their entire life. And for me, that is one of the greatest gifts of life, is to watch people be able to expand what they thought was possible. Every single one of you listening to this and watching this has the ability to do that for somebody else. Most of us see more in other people than they're able to see in themselves. How we craft that, how we actually help them be able to uncover what it is that they want. It's one of the most important missions in life. So what does the future hold for you? What does it hold for your company? What does it hold for the people around you? What does it hold for your family? What is your mission as a family? What are the values that you will function by? Is it clearly defined? Do you have a path forward? Does everybody in the family understand what your name and what your family stands for? Those things are important. And as you define them, the future will develop around that. That's how it works, guys. It's why companies have core values. It's why companies have a mission statement. Is ultimately you're trying to attract people that fall into those categories, that have those values, that believe in that mission. The same thing is true for your family. Sprint goals, short-term goals, marathon goals, long-term goals, are they clearly defined? What are you actually trying to accomplish? When do you want to pivot in your life? You know, when do you, for those people who are interested in retirement, what age is that? What does it look like? What does the future hold? As you think about the future, as you look down the road at what you actually want to accomplish, the present gets more clear. What you need to do every day. So when you set those long marathon goals that are 5 years or 10 years down the road, and then you set those short-term goals, make sure that the activity that you are doing every day, what it is that you actually use your time doing every day, contributes to where you're trying to go. It's one of the hardest things I've had to learn is saying no. I still have a hard time doing it today. Saying no to the things that don't align with where I'm trying to get to, because I want to help everybody. And so I fall into these traps of saying yes to things that I shouldn't say yes to. And it doesn't align with where I'm trying to go all the time. It gets closer and closer, and I make less of those mistakes. But the more you revisit these things, the clearer it gets on what you should say yes to, who you should be talking to, and who you shouldn't be talking to, and what you should say no to. So think about that. What does it look like for you? How much time are you spending looking at that today? And how much time do you need to spend looking at it to figure out what's next? I would argue, guys, that most people, they don't have any kind of long-term goal that's defined. They don't know where they're going. Life is taken one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time, maybe a year at a time for the highest achievers. But do people actually look down the road, define it, and then work backwards to get it? That's the real challenge of life. So with that said, when I look down the road for this show, Number one, I want to hear from you guys. What is it that you really want to see from this show? I have a list of things that I want to accomplish with this show, and I can share them with you. Maybe I'll share them with you tomorrow so that you guys have a chance in the comments here or through DM to send me some of the ideas that you have for this show. What would you like to see? Who would you like to see on the show as a guest? Who would you like to see me interview and ask questions of and interact with? Who do you know that I should know, right? What are some of the people that are in your circle that are influential, that have great stories, that have great backgrounds, that have achieved things, and their stories will help other people unlock their potential? What does that look like? And, how would you like to see this show change? Maybe 8:00 doesn't work for a lot of people. Maybe we should do it at different times. Maybe we should add episodes. Maybe we should not do it Monday through Friday. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions is my point. I have a vision for what I believe this show should be, but ultimately what's important to me is that the people that support this show also have a voice, because what's important to you is important to me. What you want to hear is what I want to deliver. And so I'll let you guys send me some DMs, drop some things in the comments, and tomorrow morning when I jump on this show, I'll share with you some of the vision that I have for the future of this podcast, of this show, and where that's going to go in the future, because it's going to go well beyond just a podcast and a show. So that said, hope you guys have an awesome Thursday. I hope this episode was helpful. I hope it made somebody think. And I will see you again tomorrow morning, same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. I love you guys. Please send in your suggestions, and I will see you tomorrow morning, same place, same time. Love you guys.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.